Spreadsheet programs at their core are there to do math. If you're like me and math might not be your best friend, don't worry. You can still use spreadsheets. In fact, if you're like me and math isn't your buddy, spreadsheets are made especially for you because they do the heavy lifting for you. In this video, we're going to take a look at some simple formulas. First, understand that this is nothing complicated. Even if you've had the basic math in high school, we're not even talking about algebra here, but just some basic math, then you can do simple formulas in Excel. The first thing we have to understand when we're doing formulas in Excel is that they're based off of a location. I'll give you an example. Here in this worksheet, I have 100 and I have 50. Over here, I have a formula of 100 minus 50. And of course, it gives us the correct answer, which is 50. This is a bad formula. Let me show you what I'm doing here. Formulas and show formula. We did this a lot in the last couple of videos. And as you can see, here is the formula of this particular equation. This is a bad formula. And the reason why this is a bad formula is because if I go and change what's in this column to 90, for example, this still gives me the wrong information. Because this isn't based off of this. This is a separate formula. This actually has nothing whatsoever to do with either of these two cells. This, however, is how we want to do our formulas. What this does is it references the locations. What it's saying is go and get A3, the values of A3, minus the value of B3. Now, no matter what I do to the values of A3 or B3, this doesn't care. It will automatically do the change of either addition, subtraction, multiplication, whatever I put in there. So let's see how that differs. So 90 and 50 here, it doesn't change this because, again, this had nothing to do with this. Over here, let's see what happens if I change this to a 90. And as you see, this automatically adjusted. So the first lesson when it comes to writing simple formulas is that you're referencing the location of the information. You're not actually putting the information in here generally. To create a simple formula, and you saw me do this in other videos, you always start off with an equal sign. When you press the equal sign, you are telling Excel that you're going to do something into that cell besides just enter normal data. You're up to something. You're putting an equation in there. You're putting some sort of instructions in there for Excel to work with. And then from there, it really is just put whatever you want. So let's say I want to add A1 and A3. I would put my equal sign in there. I could click this. Then I could put in the plus sign and then click A3. And when I'm done, hit enter. And there's my formula. The reason why you're not seeing the answer again is I have show formulas clicked right here. If I unclick that, you see the answer. So let me click back on it so you can see the formula. So the two takeaways here, the two big takeaways are, one, you're referencing the cells, not the actual data in the cell for your formula. And two, you start off your formula with an equal sign. Now, as far as the actual equations, they do still follow order of operations. If you remember back from high school, you had the please excuse my dear Aunt Sally or something along those lines, where order of operations were what do you do first in calculating things. So it was parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division, and then addition and subtraction. You also need to be aware of certain signs and symbols when it comes to math and calculations. These, again, should come as no surprise for the most part. There might be some minor changes, and that's simply because of how you have to enter information into Excel. So the plus sign is still for addition. The minus sign is still for subtraction or turning something into a negative. The asterisk takes the place of the X for multiplication. The forward slash is for division. The percentage sign is for percent. You use the caret for exponentials. The equal sign is equal to. The greater than sign is greater than. The lesser sign is lesser than. If you need to do greater than or equal to, then you would do the greater than followed by an equal sign. If you need to do lesser than or equal to, you would use the lesser sign, followed by an equal. And if you want to do not equal, you would use the greater than, followed by the lesser than. And that's pretty much it as far as using simple formulas.